Today we explore the full moon in Scorpio happening on 11th June 2025. This full moon is going to be intense, karmically charged, but also healing. The Scorpio moon opposes Taurus sun, and this is a culmination of emotional matter versus your sense of stability and security. So now let us go through the key aspects shaping this full moon and how to work with these energies in your life. Hi, I'm Sangeeta and I welcome you to New Era Astrology. Here we translate celestial alignments to empower you to navigate your life with clarity and depth. This full moon may illuminate power struggles, hidden fears, or suppressed desires. This may bring up emotional intensity, trust issues, and there will be a need to release what you can't control. Taurus sun seeks comfort and stability, whereas Scorpio moon craves for transformation. So, how to use these energies? Maybe you can let go of emotional attachments, emotional dependency, and power struggles. Ground yourself in sensory experiences like walking in the lawn or garden, smelling the fragrance, some breath work. Also, you can perform a symbolic release. Write down what emotional patterns you want to let go of and then burn them. So, Mars is the ruler of this full moon and it is forming a beautiful grand trine with Scorpio moon and Chiron in Aries. So this is a easy flowing pattern of energies between emotions, courageous action and core healing. So Mars in Leo brings the bold expression, Moon will add to the emotional intensity and Chiron in Aries will bring core healing to your sense of self with some brave actions. So how to use these energies? Speak or act from the place of your emotional truth. Use your courage to address emotional, sensitive or vulnerable issues. Also, you can use your passion to create something that will transform you as well as others. This full moon is squaring nodal axis. Recently, North Node has entered into sign of Aquarius. North Node always pushes us towards our destiny or future. So this Aquarius sign is of social awareness, working for the society rather than satisfying our own ego. So this full moon is squaring nodal axis and pushing us to break out our old ego-driven pattern and embrace a more collective and forward-thinking path. So how to use these energies? We can release the pride and need to control every outcome. We can embrace our role in collective changes like activism, some social work, community work, or collaborative work. We can meditate on the question, what does the future ask of me? This lunation is a karmic wake-up call. Respond it with maturity and vision. So now let us see some aspects to Mercury and Venus. So Mercury is in Gemini in its own sign, so it will be in dignity and it will be squaring Saturn and Neptune. So initially you may feel blocked or unclear in certain issues and that may create some mental heaviness, negative thinking or some rigid beliefs. Then Pluto will be squaring Venus and that may bring up some control issues in love and money. Be honest and release the toxic relationships and transform how you relate with your self-worth. Pluto has started its retrograde motion on 5th May and it will be in retrograde motion until mid-October. And now currently rest of the planets are in direct motion. But as we go closer to the full moon, Mercury will be sextiling Venus and that's a beautiful aspect for harmonious communication. And this is really supportive aspect for warm and direct communication and creative expression. So we can initiate open dialogue in the relationship. We can avoid assumptions and clarify facts as much as possible. And we can take time to reflect before we react. Now let us talk about some difficult squares. So Uranus in Taurus will be squaring Mars in Leo, and this might create some inner pressure between your desire for stability and security versus urge to express yourself freely. We can expect some sudden emotional reactions, some creative outbursts, and rebellion against some constraints. So how to navigate through these energies? Make changes consciously before you are forced to do it. Avoid compulsive conflict and respond with awareness and not with reaction. Break free from rigid roles and some performative identities. So next is Saturn in Pisces is going to square Jupiter in Gemini. So this creates some tension between expansion and restrictions, between beliefs and doubts, and we might feel that our ideas are blocked or delayed. But squares always challenge us to have some creative solutions to our problems. And this particular square is related to the conjunction that happened back in 2020. So this Saturn and Jupiter, they always meet in certain sign after 20 years. That is also called a great conjunction. So last conjunction happened in the year 2020, and now this square, this waxing square, is related to the same theme that was there in 2020. So what does it mean? So the conjunction was the seed phase, and this square is actually challenging whatever concepts we had built back then. So it is a testing phase for the ideas and systems that were born around 2020. So what we can expect, so whatever enthusiasm we had, that will be made with reality. So we don't need to worry about it, because this is a kind of a cyclical process. So we don't need to abandon our dreams, but we can build them with patience and maturity. So how we can navigate through this energy? So we can focus on long-term thinking than quick results. Also, we can create structures around our learning and goals. And we can be patient with our progress. We can be slow and steady, and we'll reach there. So Neptune in Pisces is also going to square Jupiter in Gemini, and that might create some idealism, distraction, or scattered thinking, and we might feel hard to focus on what is real. So how to navigate through this energy? Maybe we can avoid overcommitting or chasing too many ideas. We can stay grounded in facts and routines. Also, we can use some spiritual tools like meditation, breath work to calm ourselves and clear our thinking. So next is Saturn and Neptune conjunction in Pisces. This is a long-term conjunction, ongoing conjunction, and it will continue to blur the line between reality and illusion. And with squares to Mercury and Jupiter, it may feel like we are swimming into some uncertainty. So how to navigate through this energy? We can engage in spiritual practices like prayers, meditation, and chanting. Then set boundaries with media and other information. Avoid overconsumption of media. Also, we can create some art and music and channel our confusing energies into creating some beautiful things. And don't force the clarity right now. Your intuition will lead you to the right path. And finally, one easy aspect. Jupiter is sextiling Mars in Leo. These aspects provide opportunities for forward movement, enthusiasm, and luck. It supports big ideas and will also give us courage to act on them. How to make use of this good energy? We can move ahead on the project or goal that aligns with our joy. Then we can express our voice publicly through teaching, speaking, or sharing ideas, and be open to lucky connections through some bold communication. To summarize this full moon, I would say that this Scorpio full moon is not just intense, but it's also liberating. With grand trine and nodal axis activation and few squares, it is demanding our evolution. We will be supported in taking brave emotional actions, expressing the truth with power, and healing what has felt unsafe to face. And we can move forward with courage and authenticity. We can step boldly into our next karmic chapter. Thank you for tuning into New Era Astrology. If this episode has supported your journey, then share it with others and subscribe to the channel for more cosmic insights. And remember, trust the stars and follow your soul's path. Thank you so much.